All right, so this is gonna be episode 67 of the Just Chilling podcast. I'm your host Miguel. Man, I'm excited about this episode today. Um, Let me turn my phone down because I'm getting I'm getting my phone.
Yeah, shit loud as
Man,
fuck.
so everybody you see right here does a podcast. We got Stephen Matthews with the Over the Top podcast. I want to see if I could do this. If I could just name everybody's stuff right quick. Aaliyah, she does a podcast with is it Monica, right?
Monica, yeah.
Yeah, Black Feelings podcast. And Miss Hip Hop, man, she did all of the promotional work for this episode. I mean, made she made it look like I know what I be doing, but me and Miss Hip Hop go way back, man. That's why I'm happy to have her on here, man, because we go way back when I was doing the podcast
Yeah, on SoundCloud.
and we was communicating with each other even back then, just
Yeah.
on how we could take it to the next level. We actually grew together as a podcast.
Yes, we did.
Man,
Yes.
so I'm just happy to have her here, man. Like I lean on her
Happy
for
to
a
be
lot
here.
of
Thank you.
I lean on her for a lot of advice, a lot of stuff I'm thinking about, with the podcast. So to have her here is big. She hosts hold on. Speak Your Mind podcast. Speak
Hell
Your Mind,
yeah.
man. She everywhere. Tell me where you at, Miss Hip Hop.
I'm on Amazon Music. I'm on Pandora, iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes. Um, I'm missing a lot, but you get the feel of it though. Automat, anywhere like where you can stream music, cause that's all. I mean, I'm really about the music. I love music. Period.
Yep. That's really the gist of the podcast. But you branching out though. You had a comic book writer on the other day, so you branching
Yeah.
out and doing some different things. But even in that episode, he was what did he say? He did music or the characters.
Yeah, he had an entertainment company.
So you still running
Yeah.
back around the music.
For
And,
which one back around the music?
yep. And last but
Yeah.
not least, we got Queen B, QB, and One Swayze from the Make It Make Sense podcast. Intelligent Brothers, man. Their last episode had a lot of black
Knowledge.
business owners, man. Like, what,
Knowledge.
everybody had a business on y'all last episode?
Yeah, that shit
Yeah,
was raw as hell.
Yeah,
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, me too. I really loved it.
Yeah.
Black
So
Thank
intellect.
y'all. Thank y'all.
Yeah, thank
Hmm.
y'all. Thank y'all.
Sure.
so I know the first question I had off the top of my head was like, what are y'all maybe thoughts and feelings about just podcasting in general? What when you're doing your podcast, what are you thinking about it? How do you feel about it? And I guess we'll start with Steven.
I mean,
Hey, Steve.
podcasting is it's something awesome. It was something that was kind of just born out of nowhere, kind of a thought process of, I've listened to a lot of them. It'd be just like, hey, it'd be kind of cool to do that. And it took a lot of courage and a lot of time to actually build up, to get microphones, to get equipment, to get everything like that. And then the procrastination kind of kicked in of, man, is anybody really going to want to listen? Do I have good enough stuff to say? Do I have guests that are going to come on? Is anybody going to listen? And then kind of a switch flips in your head, and it's, man, who cares? Fuck them. This is what you want to do. Put your stuff out there, and if you're passionate and you like it, other people will follow. And it's just that simple. And to
Hmm.
have that first episode put on is a surreal feeling. So anybody that's listening to this that's thinking about doing a podcast, just jump in. Screw what everyone else says. If anybody says, man, that's a stupid idea, screw them. Somebody else out there likes it. Somebody's going to support you, and they're going to help you. It's just, like I said, it's an awesome feeling to just get out there and do it versus wanting to do it.
Yeah. Miss
Cool.
Hip Hop, what's your thoughts on it?
Uh,
Podcasting.
I would like to piggyback off what Steven said about just just kind of hopping out there and doing it because who knows what they're doing in the beginning of a process, like really. You learn as you go. Consistency is key, you know what I'm saying. You do come across those times when you lag and wonder why they not listening or this, that, and the third, but then it's like you come have an epiphany, a light switches on, you say fuck it, I don't care, I'm still going to do it because I have a passion for it. Period. So that's how I feel about podcasting.
Leah.
Absolutely. I'm going to piggyback off of what Miss Hip Hop said. And Steve, I'm the biggest procrastinator. I had the idea for Black Feelings podcast, like to start in January, and my therapist actually like she kind of pushed me to start it sooner because there was like a Google podcast where you could like apply and try to get like money and support to start the podcast. And just by doing that, like to get the snippet and to do the application, we jump started it. We didn't get the application, but we started the podcast and we've been going almost 3 years strong, I think.
Wow, that's
2 years
amazing.
flying, 2 years strong. But I will say there's a struggle. Sometimes like I'll look at the numbers and they're not where I think they should be now. And sometimes I get discouraged, but I definitely echo fuck it. Like even if it's just for me at the end of the day, like if I could listen to this in the future and hear where my head was, like when I do these therapy sessions and how far I've grown, or even shit that I've said I was gonna do and I didn't do, it holds me accountable. And when I hear somebody say like, "Oh, you inspired me to go to therapy," or like, "I really dig the last episode," even if it's just one person, it really pushes me to keep going forward.
Cool.
Swayze?
As you know, I was can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, because as y'all know, I kind of started doing like the whole Instagram lives, and I was bringing people on there, initially, just kind of doing interviews. I didn't really know it was gonna land me into that podcast era. Then, when I did the one with Miguel, I did, Black Feelings with Aaliyah. It was kind of one of those things. And then Quinn, QB, hit me up and was like, look, we should do this together. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of brought me along, and, we've been knowing each other for years. So it's kind of one of those things, like we already talk about interesting things on the phone daily. You know what I'm saying? We always have something to talk about. So we was like, look, let's make it make sense. Like just put it together, and that's what we did. And we actually got a little, I guess, kind of a co-op with Streets TV, 94.5, the radio station down here. So we've just been trying to get better. As you all said, our last episode was more business, and we've been trying to keep it more entrepreneurship, leadership. Giving that knowledge and that education back, and just paying it forward. Give people that opportunity to, because like you said, everything is going to a world where now you have to create your own wave or your own lane, in order to find what you want to do in life. So that's kind of what we did, and we saw a niche, and we saw that the business world was lacking, people who actually want to give those cents back to people. So that's kind of where the whole make it sense came from, and I'll let QB go in a little bit more as well.
Oh,
Go ahead, piggyback, QB.
What's up, y'all, man? Yeah, man. We just wanted to really bring that feel that people want to be in business. A lot of people talk about being in a business, and a lot of people talk about doing a podcast too. One thing I wanted to do was step out on faith, and just be like, hey, we just gonna do it. And that's when I called One Swayze, and we just wanted to go out there and do it. But and the reason we taking that business, that business step or that direction is because pretty much, there are a lot of people out there that want to charge people for the knowledge, right? That intellectual property that they have. But we want to give back to our communities, to people that just want to be entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs. They lack certain things, and give them away that knowledge that can keep somebody from taking 2 or 3 or 4 months behind on their business, to help them, jump start it the right way, and not, catch any hiccups. That's what we kind of wanted to do, and just bring that to the forefront with our podcast. So I think we going in the right direction, but that's why we want to start our podcast, man, just to, enlighten people, try to, give facts and help as much as we could, with our direction.
Right. And I wanted to just say, like, I learned from Miss Hip Hop and y'all to make it make sense on podcast, to start front loading my promotion, because I usually do the podcast and then do my promotion on the back end. But though I really like the way Miss Hip Hop did that. Everything happened for a reason. So I really like just take what she did for me and move that way. Because after I do the podcast, I started trying to promote it and stuff like that. Do y'all have And y'all do that too. So I mean, make it make sense. Y'all kind of give people a heads up on what's coming on. And I don't know. I usually just show up out of nowhere with an episode. Usually my style. But now, like you say, you're trying to get people in. You're trying to get casual viewers and stuff like that. Maybe they'll just check it out if you promote anything. Any ideas on that? On promoting on the front end by versus promoting on the back end.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. You could go, Steven.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I know, Steven. Okay. No, I was just gonna say it's important to let your audience know. I don't care if it's only one person. They gotta know when shit is going down. You know what I'm saying? Who, what, where, when, why, how. You gotta tell them. You gotta get them hyped so they remember. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to watching this episode. You know what I'm saying? You gotta give them that immense amount of energy that you put into it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you gotta promote before and after.
I think one thing that helps with the before is it gives you that sense of urgency for yourself, right? You like, okay, I don't put this into the air. Now I gotta go hard for it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do it. I gotta make sure that I put my best foot forward. So I think that when we put our stuff out there, we just like letting people know, hey, we gonna do this at such and such time, and if y'all are willing to learn, come on with it. We just want y'all to come. But if not, if we don't have anybody on there, we still gonna put our best foot forward because we put ourselves into that world. You know what I'm saying? So we put our energy out there. We hoping to get that positive energy right back.
I need to do that. I'm taking notes. I'm about to open up my phone because I always promote on the back end.
That's the basis of the episode. That's what the episode is about, man. Getting us together. Y'all have any ideas, Steven or Aaliyah?
My idea is that I need to start doing that. I always do it like on the back end, but there's always like QB was saying, there's already pressure. Like when you put something out there, like you have to deliver on it. So I feel like even when I do it on the back end or after I record the episode and like I'm listening to it and I know it's about to drop on that Tuesday, there's so much like anxiety that's like building up for me. So if I do some at the beginning of it, it's just like, this is a follow-up. This is not really like the promotion. It will be just a follow-up from what I've already done. Thank you guys.
Exactly. Dope.
Steven, you want to say anything?
I mean, with the promotion, which this is a big practice as I preach, not as I do, because I'm god awful at it. But consistency is huge when it comes to podcasting.
Yeah.
If you're gonna put out a promotion every Tuesday. Every Tuesday, your flyer drops of who you got coming on and everything like that, and then drop your podcast on a Thursday or Friday or something like that. I noticed that when I was doing that regularly, that's when I was getting views, through the roof. And then I got lazy, discouraged, complacent, and now it's kind of trying to trickle back into it again. But I definitely like the advertisement that Miss His Pop did for this show and her last show. I really dig the artwork with the comic book guy. I'm trying to get him back onto my show, and I'm trying to guest snipe on that one.
Yes. TK, if you watching, you hot boy.
I just look at it, as far as the pre-promotion, I do the music too. And, I've been around a lot of other artists too. And, that's kind of what they do, as far as pre-releases, promotion on that end, whether it's going out, whether it's putting this flyer up, whether it's putting this link up to pre-save the tape or whatever it may be. And I just kind of went with that formula as far as, the postings, whether it's 3, 6, 9 o'clock, 12, 3, 5, whatever they want to do. They do postings, and it could be, an app they use to make sure that it's, it's happening for you at those certain times. And that's kind of the, the approach that I take as far as the pre-promotion. And like all of you said, it's just one of those things to give people that, what, where, when, and why thing, like Miss Hip Hop said. And like Quinn said and QB said, to get them, that urgency, like, oh, okay, they're dropping another episode and it's at this time. So let me make sure I can do what I need to do before this time so I can kind of, get ready and get prepared. So
hell yeah.
It's one of those giving them a heads up, it's basically what it is, giving them a heads up.
Right.
I gotta say that I love this right now because I do get a lot of, or I should say, me and Monica, we get a lot of engagement on our Instagram page, and not when it comes to like posting our actual podcast. But we have like an app to set up like posts every day. But I'm really thinking that it will probably start to click more if we promote our podcast on the forefront, so they know like our page isn't just for memes; it's also a podcast page. Come check us out.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you have guests on, you don't want them to feel like you're an afterthought. You gotta make them feel special when they come on the show and after they leave.
Yeah.
Because word of mouth is everything.
Yeah.
And then, like, another thing we've also looked at too, you get the professional aspect of it as well. And then it gives, like Miss Hip Hop said, it gives your guests an opportunity to post for their followers and for all of their followers to join in. So it's, more people, more bang for the promotion. So.
All right. And Miss Hip Hop, you celebrating 200 episodes, right?
Yes.
200 episodes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Hey.
You deserve it, man. She works really hard, man. I watch her posting. How often do you post in just a regular week?
You know what? It's funny you asked that because when I first started out, I only posted once or twice a week. And then when I started really getting into it and saying fuck it, as Steven would say, I started doing 6, 7 episodes a day, not a day, but 6 or 7 episodes a week. Because I didn't give a fuck. I'm like, okay, niggas don't see me? Okay. Oh, my bad. My bad. But like, you know what I'm saying? You don't see me? I'm going to make you see me. You feel me? I'm going to make you see me because this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
What have you learned over 200 episodes that you have picked up? I mean, you got to know something, right? I mean, I'm at 67, right? Got a long way to go.
I've learned to enjoy the journey. Don't rush shit. Because you have to remember where you came from. And there's a point in your journey where you come a long, long way and you still come down hard on yourself every day. It never fails. But when you slow down, you're able to see, oh shit, I did all that? Damn. Like, let me keep going or whatever, but let me go on my own pace.
I mean, you've been here.
Oh.
When did you start the podcast? Look, I'm dominating now. Sorry, y'all. When did you start on your podcast?
A year ago in a month.
A year ago in a month?
Yeah, almost 2 months. Next month.
Okay, y'all can jump in.
So over a year, a little over a year.
Wow, that's a lot of production in a small amount of time.
It is.
Really?
Y'all have any questions for 200 episodes?
Any questions?
No, I was asking Swayze.
Oh,
Leah, Steven.
Hip Hop, I think it's dope what you're doing. And
Thank
I'm
you.
going to follow you after this to get some advice. Sometimes it's like hard doing my podcast in particular because it's like about mental health.
that's
So
dope.
that by itself, it makes it heavy sometimes. And then like with all the other stuff that I have to keep in mind, like being consistent and all this other stuff, like sometimes it gets really challenging, but just hearing you talk is like really inspiring and dope. And like, it's motivating me to want to get shit together for year 2 of the podcast.
That's dope. Thank you guys. And you all are dope too because y'all doing some shit that a lot of people wish they could do. And they too scared to just walk out on faith. I hate to get religious in here, but I'm not religious. I'm more spiritual.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, just do your shit or whatever. Hype yourself up or whatever. Forget nobody that you think ain't watching you. You're inspiring people that you don't even know you're inspiring. Trust me. Just looking at y'all.
That's crazy.
You're the wave, the next wave, the future. Even people that have been doing it before it was called podcasting.
Right.
So
She's
just
fired up.
yeah, because this shit, this is my passion.
Yeah.
Yo,
The way I thought about it was, and I thought about this too today, podcasting is kind of like, I even want to do merch, like and put my my podcast name on it and put, yeah.
Miguel,
I mean, like for the podcast though, I want to put the word like athlete by it because there's so much.
yeah,
Like,
because you like an athlete, you going in.
I feel like you know, this is like the only lane where you can't like, okay, you play football or whatnot, basketball or whatnot, and everything's like statistic based in there like that. Or you can only go so far in a sport, but podcasts you can pick that up and you can do numbers and statistics just like a basketball or football or baseball. And I mean, it's like it's something that I want to start throwing on my podcasts and shirts and stuff like that because I mean, there's not in many other things besides sports that you can really go in and face numbers and statistics in like you can a podcasting.
And when I met Miguel, you actually inspired me to make merch. He was saying, "You want some merch? I'm gonna send you some merch." I'm like, yeah. I'm not even on that level.
Right.
He said,
2021 though, I'm sending it. 2020.
no,
Resolution.
I wasn't putting you on the spot or calling you out. I was just saying you inspired me to get merch though, like too. You know, it's just
We had
like
a conversation about that, and I did do some merch like that, but it was like, man, I had an idea on how I wanted to look, and then it'll change next day. I want to look this way the next day, change this next day, and now, like I got an idea on how I want to do it now, to where I want to do like slogans that are like maybe like synonymous with my podcast, and then put those on shirts. That way, you can come up with a variety of T-shirts that have statements on them that are synonymous with the podcast.
But you, yeah.
And I would wear them, wear them on the podcast and stuff like that too. But it'll be different shirt, like just chilling for president or something like that. Just
like that.
Come up with
yeah.
a shirt. People ask you about it because they see the slogan, like, "What's that?" Oh, don't call me on YouTube, man.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. And that's a big thing as far as the merchandise, because it also stretches your brand too, and gives your audience that more of a personal connection towards you and the podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So when you're putting that merchandise out, when you're putting those quotes on the shirt, they're relating to it. So that's why they're purchasing, and that's why they're following you and subscribing to the YouTube and things of that sort. And like we're kind of independent in our own right. So what's gonna be that other way of investing and producing, for your brand? So the merch is definitely a good key to what we're doing. I definitely have started the clothing line, and I'll be like Miguel starting back up at end of this year, going into the next year with top of the line merch. So look out for that.
Dope.
You got SR, you got SRG clothing too, right?
Yeah, SLRG stands for Successful Life Regardless. So just about perseverance.
This dude got collar shirts, man. He got collar shirts.
Yeah, man. I started that, man, just because my dad's a big business person and speaker, so he likes the collar shirts. So that was my whole thing as far as the collar shirts. But I'm branching out. I'm doing sweats, man, hoodies, hats,
Hell yeah.
bands,
Yeah,
all type of
all
things.
that.
Yeah, everything, man. So we can kind of just get it out to the masses, man.
Steven, you got merch. You want to speak on your merch?
I mean, there's nothing really to speak about. I got all kinds of different designs. I steadily ripped off the Cadillac emblem, my emblem on top of it. I got shirts, I got cups. As I shamelessly plug all my merchandise, koozies.
Plug, baby, plug.
But anybody that's interested in potentially doing merchandise, let's say you're kind of getting there and you'd like to do some, I'll give you an easy way to do it. Let's just say you're like, man, I can't design. I'm not very good. Go to a website called Fiverr, where you pay people to design stuff. You can pay them anywhere from $5 to $100 to do a design for you. They'll make the design. Then you go to a site called teesprings.com, where you design the shirt, put your logo on the shirt. They hold all your inventory. You hold nothing. So every time somebody orders it, they make it, they ship it, you get a cut of it. So you don't have to hold any inventory. You don't have to have any graphic design background, but yet you can get your merchandise with your stuff out there with little cost to you.
Good.
Definitely.
I got to ask Ways and QB, is that a safe is that a safe way to go? Because I know y'all are business savvy. I mean, what does it sound like to y'all?
It sounds like you know his profit margin is where it needs to be. It's kind of like a little bit of kind of drop shipping a little bit in there, but yeah, I think that's a safe way to go. That's I mean he's not hurting himself at all, and he's not overwhelming himself by keeping all that inventory, trying to dive and trying to you know do everything by himself. Which when you trying to build something, you only really have yourself, and you don't want to overwhelm yourself because that's the easiest way for you to be discouraged and shoot yourself in the foot for real.
And I tried that. I actually did a merchandise line for MMA. It was called Big Nasty. And I bought a screen printer and everything like that. And I tried to hold my own inventory and, you know, show up to these MMA shows is where I'd sell my shirts. And, you know, you got bags, 30 of smalls, 30 mediums, 30 larges. And, you know, you got one size that sells out real quick, and the other sizes you got to take back home, and you just lost all that money on.
Exactly.
So that's why I like the Teesprings, man. They hold your inventory for you. You don't got to box that stuff up at your house.
Yeah, Teesprings is the shit because it's international too. So you got, you know, listeners outside the country that want to order your shit, they can just get it shipped to them internationally. Period. You know.
And I agree with the Teesprings as well because it's more of a supply and demand thing.
Yeah.
You don't want to go buy 100 shirts when you have 5 people who's buying. You know what I'm saying? So it's more so that you know that selling as you're getting those requests. You know, as far as you know, getting it out, shipping it out, things of that sort. And like you say, you're not left with that load. I've ran into a lot of people who say, yeah, man, I would, you know, get people first before I go buy shirts. Because I've seen people buy 500 to 1,000 shirts and they don't sell but 10, you know? So it's one of those supply and demand type things that you have to weigh out for yourself as well. So that's really a good key.
Kind of like knowing your audience. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Knowing what they're going to do, knowing what they will buy, what they ain't going to do.
I was going to just say one thing you could do is something I like to do is I go within my community of people that have their own businesses like we do with the podcast. And her name is Creative Blessings, and she created this shirt. You know, she did the printing. And so with people that want to order something like this, I just put it on the Teesprings, and then they go there and let them handle that. And you just get a small profit.
And Miss Hip Hop, you also, I want to ask you about the promo video you did not too long ago with your shirt in there and everything. What's the story behind that?
That promo video, I just did that off some luck.
Huh?
I did it off some luck. I went to the Google Play Store because I got an Android, so I don't have no iPhone. And I just put in this app or whatever. I can't even find it. That's how quick I be moving throughout my phone. I really don't see it. That's ridiculous. But it's some kind of app or whatever. It's like called Intro. I think it's called Intro, and it helps you make like intros to videos and stuff like that. So I just did like a quick promo or whatever and threw our names on it.
Oh, okay, when the one you was like out in Chicago walking around and stuff?
Oh, you talking about that video?
Yes.
Oh, I shot it here with Imagine It, and you know, it wasn't in Chicago. It was in the south suburbs of Chicago.
Okay.
And that's where I currently reside, but I grew up in Chicago. So, yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, like, what was the thinking behind it and everything? I mean, you still use it, don't you?
I still use it, and the thinking behind it was, fuck it, I'm gonna jump into it because I'm tired of waiting. I'm sick of it. I'm tired. Yeah. And when I did it, I'm like, okay, now I have to live up to it.
Well, see, that's like the whole, like, I know some people have like podcasts that are geared towards certain things, and I knew when I named this one just chilling podcast, I wanted to be just that kind of atmosphere, like where you just kicking back, talking about anything to anybody, and I mean, you know, it just that's just like the fuck it attitude. Like I'll bring anybody on the show that's willing to talk, you know, that's doing something or need to promote anything. I mean, I'll talk to anybody, like, seriously, and that wants, you know, that interested in the show, want to be a part of it, and we'll just grow together as far as it goes, and it gives me like a little bit of relief, you know, when I'm doing that. And it's like, that's kind of like what we all here talking about, like that kind of just, you know, fuck it attitude. I hate to say that, but it's really like a positive fuck it. I guess like a,
Yeah, it's a very positive fucking
like fuck it,
attitude.
I'm mad, like fuck it, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying?
That needs to be on a shirt. That needs to be on a
Fuck
shirt.
it.
Yeah, come on, Steven.
Yeah.
Positive fucking attitudes.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it's like, you know, just you know, that's the whole like just idea of this podcast is just to talk to different. I mean, I can talk to wrestlers, artists, music artists. I'm getting into talking to dancers now too. I want to get their story told. OnlyFans girls, women that have danced and stuff.
Wow.
Like
What kind of dancers?
exotic dancers.
That's dope.
Yeah, I mean,
That's dope as hell.
Just go in there, they pay their money, leave, and you don't really know that much about. But I've been talking to a lot of them, having them get ready to come on. I got something lined up, and just talk about their experience. I mean, we just gonna kick back and talk. I already had Raven on. Raven was the first one I had on, and
That'd be hard.
in Indiana, and she's new, and then
Yeah.
That's gonna be
I
hard.
didn't want to be all over. I want to talk to many people, but definitely that industry. I wanted to touch that industry because now you don't see a lot of dancers on podcasts, and I want to just see something different when somebody, you know, when I do my podcast.
That's dope. I love it. It's like real life stories. Like, come on, get real
Right.
people. Like, nobody has time to impress every fucking body. Are you kidding me?
Right, and that's what she was saying. She had a night where a guy was just following her around the whole night. He was waiting for her outside when she got off from work, and she had to get a security guard to walk her to. Like, so stories like that, I just want, you know, told on here.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
I was gonna
Sure.
ask you, yeah, what made
People
you
don't think,
like, I was gonna ask you too, man. What made, like, I know you know you get a lot of people. Like, what made you not want to box yourself, like not box yourself in, but not want to key in on one subject? You know what I'm saying? Like, we have the business. Aaliyah has the, you know, the mental health, things of that sort.
Yeah.
What made you want to just leave it as a open base?
podcast.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's who I am. That's who I am. If I'm like, I think I said it on an episode before. I'm at a gas station. I'm at Walmart. I can have the best conversation with somebody I barely know.
Right.
yeah,
That's just who I am. I probably just talk to somebody and we just shoot at the grocery store and we just, oh yeah, you know, just catch on something small and boom, we there for 20 minutes.
okay.
Right.
That's just who I am. So I just wanted to incorporate that in the podcast. I mean, it's simple, just incorporate that in the podcast some type of way.
It's dope. It's dope that you're doing that though. You know what I'm saying? That you're giving everybody an opportunity too. So it's dope. It's dope.
It makes planning easier too. Like I was sitting like last week. I was like, you know, it'd be dope if I just get a lot of podcasters together and do an episode, and we could just share information and knowledge and stuff like that, and we can all, you know, just bounce off of each other. Boom, we here. So next idea I have, I'll just pick pen and pad and go from there.
And Miguel, oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna say, Miguel, kudos to you on that Karen episode. That shit was funny as hell. I was fucking rolling. I was laughing the whole time. I was looking at you. I'm like, why he ain't laughing? He like serious as hell. And I'm like, he really getting in her ass too. And she just, and then I watched toward the end. I started busting up laughing. I'm like, this was the best shit ever.
I appreciate that. That was on Robin Elizabeth. She's like a comedian out in California. But we had her on as like a Karen, like somebody that was she says like she walks around broken glass on the street or something like that. She was just talking about how she had a guy put like a 99-cent sticker on his grocery store, and she tried to get him fired at the camera because she wanted him to be more professional. When she talked to him when she was checking out at the grocery store.
And then she said she wanted her refund back, but the fire was going on.
Right.
And it was like you, yeah.
And she said the store was on fire, but she was trying to get her $8.75 because her fries was cold. But the way we played that was like it was real thing.
Yeah.
That was an idea I had. We just me and her.
That was creative.
And she came up with the idea. She's like, I'm gonna mess up your name the whole episode. And no, she's talking.
Yeah, I was rolling. I'm like, oh my god.
Do you mind? She said, do you mind if I mess up your name? I said, she said, what if I call you Mike Webb? And I said, she said, I'll do it one time. I said, no. I said, do it the whole episode.
He did, yeah. I was rolling.
Mike Webb.
Oh my
I
god.
told her recently we're gonna come up with something else, man. I don't know. It's kind of cat's out the bag now, but we probably catch somebody off guard or something like that.
And that caught me off guard. I rolled in like late into that episode, and I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with her? Why can't she say it right? Good God!" I'm like, "It's Miguel, Miguel."
Yep.
She told me that she and I think we was on there with a rapper and a speaker. Yeah, we was on a rapper and a speaker. And she said that she said that like the nervousness she felt because she was acting, but you know she was doing like some crazy stuff. And
Yeah. She was improvising like a mug.
She said, I don't know, I forgot what she told me, but she said she was like, I just want them to know I'm just playing. I just want to, like, wait to the end. We're gonna do it at the end. But she was having a hard time staying in character.
That was so good, man. It was like one of the best episodes ever. It was really great.
Thank you, yeah, Robin, man. I guess like building a following. What are y'all ideas on building a following for your podcast?
I would say branch out besides just your city and your state. You know, like think big. Always think big. Don't like put yourself in a tiny space, like a little box. Like, you know, just branch out anywhere you can. Network with people. Talk to people. Go back old school. Pass out some flyers. I know people that's still doing that. Business cards. Something. Better get something going. What'd you say?
I used to go around New York City, like when I made Black Feeling stickers, and I would just like post that shit everywhere.
Yes.
That shit out, drop it on the subway.
That's perfect. That's smart. That's smart. Yeah. Very smart.
I used to have my sticker, just like we would go to like different venues and things of that sort, and I just make sure I put a sticker somewhere. You know, we walk through the door, I put a sticker on the door just so people see it. You're like, oh, what is that? You know, just to remember that brand and have that icon out there. So.
Exactly. Like I've seen it somewhere before.
Right, and that's what I was saying. I like as far as I go, like I just wanted like to do like just something that they're familiar with. Like I wanted to grow. I really like. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know if it's envy or jealousness, but like before I started a podcast, I listened to a lot of podcasts. That's
me too. Tell us.
Because it just I was like, that's definitely one of the reasons I jumped into it. But some of these podcasts that I enjoy, they have just a cult following, and that's what I really want. Like people that just like get inside jokes on your show, people that know you know, just somebody like Miss Hip Hop. She follows my show pretty close. I follow her show pretty. She'll be there no matter, you know, how many people watching or not like that. You know, all of y'all will actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that though, because some people just can rely on their audience and have that relationship with their audience. That's what I want. Like at some point to have. It don't even matter if it's I would say 1,000 or 2,000 people, but if I just have a relationship with an audience that I'm for doing the product for. Yeah, that's what I'm working towards right now.
That's what's up.
Nope.
I will just. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just gonna say, as far as the following, like you know, like you all said, word of mouth is also a big thing as well. And you know, we kind of have you know, kind of a head start with you know, Instagram and social media and all of that. So I would just make sure we use all of that. That ties back in with the pre-promotion. You know, a lot of that stuff. And then now they have, you know, a lot of the analytics on these sites. So you know exactly where your viewers are coming from, you know exactly where you your age group, you know, the most people. So, you know, you just play on that type of stuff and, you know, go for it.
And so I mean, let me see. Swayze. I mean, so some people do the podcast and they do other things on the side, and that's another thing I wanted to bring up too. I mean, me and my wife was talking about it today, but I don't know if it's like summer 2021, but I want to do like a spinoff show of my podcast. I already thought about what I want to do, so I actually want to like integrate a second show that separately might run on the same page. But I don't even want to tell you what it is because I want to put pen to paper, but I was talking to her about it and she was like, yeah, she's like, well, I was like, I need to think it out some more, but I definitely want to try to start up a new show, which would be totally different than what we're doing here, but it'll also be fun and enjoyable for all ages. I really want something that's like, you know, kids can watch and enjoy it too. So that's definitely what I'm working on. I want to at least an episode out by the summer because I got to do a lot of stuff as far as that goes. But I say that to say that Swayze does music on the side, and not only music, he does great music. And I wanted to link y'all link Swayze up with Miss Hip Hop because she loves music. And I really want you to hear Swayze.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
It's already done. It's already.
Have you heard his music? Have you heard his
All right.
Have you heard his music?
I heard a little bit of it when you first interviewed him, when you were still kind of like messing around with SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in the beginning I did.
I think it's the
got new shit coming out.
A couple days from now.
Ready.
Yeah, I'm still keeping the data secret, but definitely it will be one of the days.
It's the 31st.
Oh,
before Christmas.
Oh.
Man. It's gonna be before Christmas.
Okay.
I call it the Happy Ending EP. It's definitely a new style for me, a new sound for me. Playing with my voice a little bit more, and it's a vibe, man. I've been getting great feedback so far from everybody I've been kind of sending to. So yeah, before Christmas, y'all just look out for it. Just look out.
All right, I'm ready.
I've heard a few tracks. Let me stop bullshitting. I listened to the whole thing and I liked it. All right, I ain't even finna bullshit with you, man. I listened to the whole thing. I loved it. And it is, and I don't even want to spoil it for people that because I'm gonna share the hell out of it when it comes out. But it's definitely different than what you have been doing lately. But the thing is, what you have been doing has been great too, and it's really like another feather in your cap as far as your music go. And I told you that too when I heard it. My question is just a quick one because I mean I'll let Miss Hip Hop do the interview.
I know, for real. I want to hear it after that great review.
Yeah, I just want to know what was your thinking as far as just changing up on the style, which you killed it. But what made you say, well, is it because this is kind of like what you're hearing around you right now?
That has an effect on it, but I've always wanted to express myself in that way. I just hit a learning curve, getting around some other people, them giving me different techniques, showing me other ways to write, to record. And they just kind of set me up with a newer template. I don't know if any of you know as far as Pro Tools, but you have different templates you can go into and, just do your thing. And so I got around a good friend of mine back in high school. And he was just like, I think you should try this more. Like I can hear you harmonizing here and there and da-da-da-da-da, but I think this will, help you out a little bit more. And this was also kind of like that first practice with these new tools. So it's more so like these are me just getting used to using my voice on these, certain things. So, and it turned out pretty cool. So I was like, well, let me just share it and let me see, what the world thinks. Like it's one of those fucking attitudes once again. And I'm excited about it. I'm definitely loving my new sound, as I can say, and I'm gonna continue to do both. I'm gonna continue to rap, I'm gonna continue to sing, and just kind of mesh it together and see what happens.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Like I said, support the hell out of it when it come out. Happy in this EP. I'm One Swayze. Quinn. Yeah. Show the shirt again.
Oh,
yes, sir,
Stone Leaf. Just give us the story behind
your beard over there looking magnificent.
What's going on? Huh?
I said your beard over there looking magnificent. I see you.
I ain't forgot about you either, man. I got these kids' Christmas and shit going on, man.
I understand.
Boy, these kids breaking me down, boy. Listen,
I got my.
Give us a story behind Stone Leaf.
So Stone Leaf Organics, it's a beard grooming service, right? So I got products. Right now, my beard oil, my original beard oil that I created, it helps with it assists with growth, and it also is healthy for your beard. It gives a great shine, and it soothes your beard as well, man. But But the reason I wanted to do it was because, of course, I have a beard, but I've always been into making my own stuff, right? So I've never really dealt with the companies that are in store because I know they have properties that hurt your beard, right, and stunt your growth and stuff like that. So I was working like a 24-hour job for the railroad, and I was like, all right, I can't do this anymore. It's too crazy. And I had started my company. Yeah, I mean, working 24 hours a day, and doing something that you're not passionate about, right? Because I can do this 24 hours a day and be fine, even though I might be tired, but I'm not going crazy in my head. I just know it's going toward what I'm supposed to be doing. But doing that job, it wasn't. So, but yeah, man, just having Stone Leaf has been a blessing for me, honestly, man. And I'm just grateful for people that have beards, that want to learn more, that want to groom themselves, and that's the whole reason behind it. I just want to make sure people have a safe product and something that actually does help them in the long run. So yeah.
Right. Would it work on Steve, because Steve's beard, his complexion for a beard?
Yeah.
That's a neck beard. That's the best I got.
But but it's an all natural product, man. It's all natural, so anybody anywhere can use it. It actually I had my sister ask me, did it help her with her edges? And I was like, I haven't tried it on edges yet, but I had my mom actually try it on her hair, and she called me today and saying, I'm not sure if it's your product, but my hair is growing. I'm like, I don't know. It might. I think it is. But it's an all natural product, man. It's an all natural product. Anybody can use it, and it definitely helps with growth, and it definitely helps with any entanglement that you have. I didn't mean to say the word entanglement. But
entanglements.
Anything that's in here and it's all tangled up. When you wake up in the morning, that thing be stuck to your chin. You had it. You know what I'm saying? It be stuck.
What was you doing the night before? I only know one reason my beard's stuck to my chin.
Oh,
kudos if you waking up every morning like that. That's what I'm
saying. It's a good night if it works. No, man, nah. But sometimes you lay down on your chin, man, it gets stuck on there. But yeah, so. But yeah, man. So when that thing get matted to your face, and you gotta comb it out, it helps with that comb out, and it soothes it, so you won't have to be scrubbing through your beard with that face, when you scrub it through it so hard. But yeah, it's definitely a good product for sure.
But my question is, like, did you just like wake up and was like, I'm finna do like beard oils, or like, when did the first idea come to you?
All right, so probably about a year and a half ago, I started making videos for how to kind of grow your beard or whatever, and I cut all of my beard off. I cut the whole thing off, and then I kind of was making video by day, and just showing people like, look, you gotta wash it, you gotta make sure you take care of it, you gotta keep it moisturized and things of that nature. And then I was like, all right. And then I started working a whole lot again. I was like, dang, the inconsistency happened, the procrastination happened, and I was like, I can't kind of balance both, because I was, like I said, I was working 24 hours. And so once I kind of did away with that, I had already made a plan, wrote a business plan down, had everything set and how I wanted to do it. And so probably around July, I started messing around with the product and seeing the effects and everything like that. And one of my friends, close friend of mine, me and him kind of did like some test runs on it. I had like 2 or 3 other people, and I gave them like a little sample, and then they came back with some good results. So that's kind of how I came about with doing it.
Okay,
that's cool.
Yeah. Hey, Stone Leaf.
Hey, man, hey, y'all go get that. Y'all go get that.
Aaliyah, what do y'all have like planned for the Black Feelings podcast in 2021?
Well, before 2021, we're gonna end off the year. The last episode was a fun one because both Monica and I both got puppies. So we was talking about how it is dealing with a puppy, what we're learning about ourselves and mental health. But the last episode, we figured since this year has been so like heavy, we kind of want to do a fun one. So we're gonna go through like TV shows, movies that show therapy and talk about like the impact or like what we thought about therapy by watching these shows and what it actually is. And we're thinking that we're going to have that show be aired on Clubhouse. We want to get into that market. So we're going to have like certain people being able to listen to it on Clubhouse and then recording that at the same time.
That's dope.
2021 will be accomplishing stuff we said we were going to do for season 3, which would be like merchandise. The YouTube channel has to be up. Like Monica was like, she doesn't like the way she looks. So we've been having like issues with that, but
I hear you.
yeah.
Tell her to do it. Tell her just to say, fuck it.
Fuck it. Do
Let's
it.
go.
I'm gonna do it, and then you look fine, and then I'm just gonna put it up. But I know I have to be in charge of that because I know she doesn't like that aspect of it.
Yeah. Shout out to her though, man.
Yeah, shout out to her. Give her encouragement, man. For real.
Miss Hip Hop 2021, you gonna do 200 more episodes?
Well, actually, before I answer that, I want to talk about Steven's podcast, Over the Top.
Okay.
Because his shit was really, really fucking different because
Yup.
he talked about things that people want to talk about, but they don't know how to talk about it without being thing about it, you know? So he was talking about politics, and that's not something that I really fuck with like that. I just do what I have to do as a citizen, and that's vote. You know what I'm saying? And his whole thing with his guests, where they were saying like, well, you know, besides it being rigged or whatever, however you want to call it, the election, but they were saying, how could you call one side evil and not the other? And that's the truth, because we talk about that in the community that I'm in. You know, when I grew up, pick the lesser of the two evils.
Yeah.
But what does that really mean, though?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What has these people done? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why people just have like different, you know, perspectives, and I just like to hear people talk.
Yeah.
Even if I don't agree with everything that they're saying, it's still knowledge.
Right.
Sure.
Right. You gotta check out her. Yeah. I heard. They used to say that guy was a fighter, right?
A wrestler,
Wrestler, and fighter.
Steven.
He was a fighter, yeah. He used
Yeah.
to be an MMA fighter.
Yeah, no, I was
Actually, when I was doing Big Nasty, he was a guy sponsored.
And that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to bring up too about Steven, and Miss Hip Hop did it. He talks about things that people, like you said, don't talk about normally, and that's a good I mean that's an audience for that too. That you know, they say we're talking about what you're thinking about, you know, type stuff, and that's what his podcast to do, you know.
I mean, for real, like the whole point of it is to get people to come together. I may not agree with you, you may not agree with me, but we're in a world today that if we don't agree on one thing, then we can't be friends anymore. And that's
Right.
ridiculous.
Stupid.
The art of conversation has completely died with our society. And I want to bring it to light that, you know, we may not agree on something, but we can still sit down, have a civil conversation, and learn from each other. Because if you're not willing to listen to the other side, you're ignorant and you're never going to grow and you're never going to educate yourself. You may not agree with it, but at least you know their side. And that's something that we've definitely gone away from as a society. And it's sad because I love conversation. I love debating. I love going toe to toe with people. It's just something that I enjoy doing. And to see that, you know, I've gone toe to toe with a good friend of mine, you know, and then afterwards we're cool, but you can't do that with a lot of people anymore. So, and that's what I want. That's what I want to bring out to people.
Yeah. Did you watch the Canelo fight last night?
I did.
You did. Did y'all check it out? Swayze? Cuban?
No, I ain't check it out. I wish I would have looked at. Was it a good fight?
Probably.
Yeah. I liked it. Yeah. Canelo was trying to decapitate him.
Yeah, he was.
But that ain't what I wanted. I wanted to ask you who you think's up next for him before we get out of here.
Man. I don't know. I don't know if there's really anybody else that's left for him, short of trying to call Floyd Mayweather out since he's decided that he's coming back out of boxing retirement.
Yeah. Somebody told me that he could fight Errol Spence.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah. Who you got? I want to pick Canelo in that fight.
I like Canelo, man. I like
I like
Canelo.
Canelo in that fight, yeah. Because I'm saying he got the power, but it would be fun to watch it though. Yeah.
Definitely.
What's
Canelo in a decision in that one, I think so.
I agree.
I think it'll be Canelo in a decision. I don't think nobody get knocked out. I think it'll go to a decision.
Right, and you can get 2 or 3 fights out of that, man.
Yeah, you could.
It just depends on what people want to see and what they're willing to pay for. Yeah. Episode 67 of the Just Chill podcast. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Shout out to Stephen Matthews, Miss Hip Hop, Aaliyah.
Thanks for having me.
Crazy QB. Hey, man, this was awesome. Like I said, we got here. Just trading.
Listen, Quinn, I need some of that beard stuff. I need something to help me. Please help me out.
I got you. Hey, before
Swayze.
y'all go, I want to put y'all on something new. Look.
Okay.
All right, so this right here, right? This right here. You tap it on the person's phone. You just tap their phone with it. You just tap it, and it goes to your website. Whatever website
snap.
you get on,
Wow.
you just tap it.
Oh,
You don't need a card. You just, if you're talking to them, you just tap it on the back of their phone, and then their website, your website pop up. They go right to it.
That's dope.
that's really dope.
That's dope. I think everybody should follow each other on YouTube too.
Word.
Sure.
Right.
So
Yeah.
leave your YouTube link in the comment section. What'd you say, Layla?
I was saying the Instagram too.
Yeah, Instagram too.
My
Yes.
YouTube page right now is just a page. There's no video.
Before we get out of here, I gotta shout out my boy Kevin Owens. I want him to kick Roman Reigns' ass tonight. I'm finna go downstairs and watch some WWE.
Okay, for sure.
My shit. Let's go, Kevin Owens.
Hey, y'all! I think we need a clubhouse, like room with like just podcast, people in there. I think it'll be dope. What y'all think?
I think that'd be dope too.
Yeah, we was just
I
talking.
think it'll be real dope.
Yeah, that would be really dope. Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then. Hey, man, go ahead, do your thing, McGill.
Wait, I want to say one thing before we get out of here. My goal for 2021 is to get the fuck out the house and go traveling and probably start up a few more podcasts and shit. I know that sound weird, but I really feel like this is the next best wave or whatever. So yeah.
Okay, let me start the recording.